What's up, guys? WoT the Fell-Handed here, bringing you part 5 of the Art of the Type 59. Here we are on Overlord. The greens have spawned on the northern spawn, the reds have spawned on the southern spawn. Now, when you are in a medium, any medium, Type 59 aside, normally you want to roll the middle there. You want to push the mid. There's a lot of good places to kind of get some angles there. You could even possibly go so far as to reverse side scrape and get some shots on someone at different locations. If you will notice on this map, they tend to push like the E9, E0 line very hard, and this normally occurs no matter what side you're on. So as a Type 59 driver, you need to go ahead and account for that and plan for it and make, go ahead and in your head plan a counter to go ahead and try to defeat that. The only realistic thing you can do and still get shots is post up on the hill I'm at and just back up to where you're hull down from that location and put rounds on them. Of course, if you look at the map, we're not at that point in the game yet, but they are starting to mass on that side, and it happens very quickly. So, I'm just letting you know so you can be aware of it. Once you do get in a position, however, you're going to have excellent shots at the sides of most of these tanks, which if you run APCR, you are more than likely going to pin their armor. And you'll notice that I run 2020. I use AP for lightly armored stuff, but this tank does lack in the standard AP penetration, so you kind of have to augment that with APCR. And a lot of times you're just fighting hull down, so in order to, if your targets are hull down, for example, you're going to need that little bit of extra gun just to get in there and do some damage. So we're doing okay now. Now we're in a good position. Now we kind of know what's going on. We're bouncing some rounds, and at the start there really was not in a good position because I took a considerable bit of damage just right off the gate. But now we're kind of coming into our own, and we're working over some tanks that aren't necessarily hull down. They're kind of giving up shots, and that's, this area they're in has inherent strengths and weaknesses. The weaknesses, obviously, is there's not loads of room to move around. The strength of it is they can combine all their fire in one area. So you kind of need to be aware of that in order to and how to combat it. We are doing quite well as a team. We're working this area over. Now, normally, you're either going to be doing this or you're going to be rolling the mid there, and just kind of taking shots of opportunity. With this tank, I find this tank is more of a hybrid between the heavy and the medium. So, whereas you don't necessarily want to do straight heavy tactic things, it can fill that role if it has to. And in this case, that's what we're doing. We're being, heavy, brutal assault tanks, and we're being quite good at it. We're being successful. As long as you keep these things hull down, you're going to be successful. As long as you side scrape, you do things like that, typically you're going to find yourself being on the successful end of the spectrum. You do, however, have to aim this gun in completely in order to, even remotely guarantee a good shot. I would always recommend, though, whenever you are fighting a hardened target, you always want to load APCR in order to make up for the fact the gun, the penetration isn't really fantastic. Moving on, we have crushed that side, and right now we're just kind of in mop-up mode. And you'll notice I'm always trying to keep the tank hull down at all times, and I'm only taking shots where I am, more or less positive I'm going to be able to connect with. you know, we'll let the gun handle the rest as far as the penetration damage goes. I just need to make sure that I get myself in the position where I can get those shots. The gun has an extremely high penetration running APCR, and you know, we just need to make sure we get rounds on target. You don't really lose a lot of money firing APCR out of this tank because you make so much money. 3582, we had an excellent game, guys. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share.